Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project, Magnetic Reversal News, Sacred Geography, and Shinrin Yoku, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Wednesday, January 25th, around 9:30 p.m. Mountain Time 2023. North Korea issues extreme cold weather warning as the mercury plunges to minus 30 C. Extreme cold kills more than 150 people in Afghanistan, according to the Taliban. But the big story: Texas hit by extreme weather as storm sweeps the U.S. Keep calm. It's boom time. Texas, the nexus of the Schmexis. EF3 tornado damage confirmed near Houston. Severe storms prompted tornado watches early Wednesday in Florida, one day after damaging storms ripped through Texas. Elsewhere, accumulating snow led to school closures and travel problems. We have power outages, and the big winner chicken dinner is Arkansas, with 73,000 people without power as that severe weather moves east. And severe weather threat moving east is indeed the forecast, and wait for it, we will have the detailed outlook in just a moment. Wide-ranging snowfall creates travel troubles and power outages. Over a foot of snow fell in the Ozark Mountains, which accumulating also taking place in the Northeast. However, the Northeast's largest hub, New York City, avoided the measurable snowfall yet again. With more heavy snow on the way to Maine, it's insane. Now, after a balmy January, get ready for an Arctic outbreak this weekend for the north. And take a look. This is the 8 to 14 day temperature outlook through the first week of February, and it's looking much below average for the northern tier. If you're in Florida, you're looking pretty. Now, are you ready for spring? AccuWeather has a sneak peek of the long-range forecast. We showed you a week ahead, but this is the next 6 weeks, and it feels like winter in the west. Take a look. This blue region here is going to feel more like winter, well, than the spring region here in orange. So ding ding, that is your forecast for the next 6 weeks. As we take a look at the thermal forecast here, we're looking at the thermodynamics. We're going to see it's going to get quite cold in Florida for just a few days here. Here we are. Where are we even sitting? Let's come to today. Hey. Here's Wednesday, Thursday. By Friday, a cold front will push down in Florida, and no iguana apocalypse, but it will be quite chilly and maybe below freezing in some areas in the Panhandle. So Friday could be a cool day, but it's looking like an Arctic outbreak here, plunging down minus 10 degrees for most of Minnesota. Say it ain't so on Monday, yeah. And then getting down to minus 24 there overnight, minus 20 again, and minus 13 by Wednesday. So really cold in Minnesota for a couple days, Hayes. And it looks like maybe again on Saturday, February 4th, North, South Dakota, and Minnesota will get another little tippy touch of the Arctic plunge. Let's take a look at the snowfall forecast. Boom, the Northeast is the big winner chicken dinner through Thursday. And Maine, as well as New Hampshire, picking up 16 to plus inches in some regions. And then you can see here through the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, heavy snow in the west, as well as the Central Plains, and maybe some more snow coming for the Northeast. Like a beast. There it is, laying on in Maine. Now the forecast looking a little weaker than it did the other day, but still pretty deep for the Northeast, as well as the West. Now let's not leave this out. The Pacific Northwest through the Sierras going to be picking up heavy snow through the next 14 days, as the pattern looks to be record-breaking. Now, from China to Japan, extreme cold has been gripping the East. Experts say it's the new norm. Wait, I thought it was a global warming world. How in the heck is it the new norm to be extremely cold, if I may be so bold? Well, apparently I wasn't told the narrative is shifting as fast as the climate. North Korea issues extreme cold weather warning as the mercury plunges to minus 30 C. That is absolutely frigid. As extreme cold kills more than 150 people in Afghanistan, they are, well, without heat and freezing their buttocks off. Seismic update. Oh, what happened there? No quakes of note. Well, we did have a rumbler here on the West Coast, which maybe raised some eyebrows, but was offshore here, 4.2 in Malibu. Who knew? Now you do. But worldwide, it's all quiet on the Western Front, normal seismic activity. Now, based on historical information and past predictive models, it is quite apparent to us that we are going to have a large earthquake in the coming days or weeks, maybe even months, but it's going to be happening soon because we have entered the solar polar reversal. This is the magnetic field reversal of our sun, and it is known to trigger major earthquakes. It's not a question of if, but when. The solar polar reversal is happening now, and it could trigger quakes anytime during the reversal. So in the coming weeks, we are on a major earthquake watch for 8+ magnitude quakes worldwide. So unfortunately, those are the facts. As we look at the worldwide volcano news update, there are no interesting, unique, or out-of-the-ordinary volcanic activities worldwide, just normal activity from Popo, Reventador, Sangay, Nevados de Ruiz, Sabancaya, Suanosima. We do have some beautiful footage here of Stromboli in the Aeolian Islands of Italy. Let's open up this image. And you're looking at lava flow on the Sierra del Fuoco. It's a place you don't want to be camping here on the shore, clearly. But gorgeous nonetheless. Space weather news update. We did have some activity here. A larger M flare, I think it was M4.6, followed by 2 small M flares. This is from the departing sunspot, 3190, which is now turned around the limb. This isn't even the latest update. Let's take a look at that. You won't even be able to see the spot. See, it's all gone. And anything shooting out from that spot is headed away from Earth. As we can see here on the ISWA Signet streamer, that M4.6 did produce a solar flare, but it's headed 90 degrees away from Earth. Good news. Now just revealed how the U.S. transition to electric cars threatens environmental havoc. Now, we've been warning about this for years, but apparently the mainstream just got the memo. By 2050, electric vehicles could require huge amounts of lithium for their batteries that, well, it's not recyclable, and it could cause damaging expansion of mining worldwide, wreaking havoc on the biosphere. That is your green energy movement. And they knew. Have you seen this? Why didn't the unvaccinated do more to warn us? Well, we tried to. We were vilified, demonetized, censored, and on, even jailed, beaten, ridiculed. And then we have this type of gaslighting coming out today. The unvaccinated knew what we didn't. Some of them said too little. Most said nothing at all. And a lot of blood is now on our hands. Can you believe this nonsense? Just 20% of the population was able to withstand the pressure from the media, from the government, from the employees. Well, and 80% of the public is now suffering, and they want to blame us. Well, I'll tell you, I did my God's honest best to bring you the facts, and I wasn't allowed to. Now, have you heard about this? An ex-NFL player tracked and killed a mountain lion, terrorizing a Colorado community, eating dogs and cats, and just making a miserable time for everyone. And at some point would have eaten a human, in my opinion. This was a gigantic cat, 8.5 feet long. And Derek Wolfe says he's been vilified. And over 2,000 reports to wildlife services claiming that he is a poacher and an illegal hunter. Everything he did was by the book. And he saved lots of families more tearful evenings by eliminating a pet eater, a gigantic mountain lion who became comfortable eating humans, pets. Well, Derek is going to be eating this big cat, according to an interview he just did today. And that is the largest mountain lion I've ever seen in Colorado. And look at the size of the head. That's what Leah said. Now, NASA is going to test the first thermonuclear rocket engine for the first time in 50 years. This headline really raised an eyebrow. For the first time in 50 years? Do you mean they were testing them 50 years ago? No, but they were about to test them. It just didn't happen. So they had all the science ready to test these babies, but now they're actually going to be doing it 5 decades later. That's amazing. Well, it gives you some information on how far ahead the technology that we actually have is. If the technology we're now using to potentially go to Mars is 50 years old, what technology is being hidden from us? Those are the questions you should be asking. As NASA is going to test nuclear rockets that could fly astronauts to Mars in record time. Now, we shared last night, the doomsday clock is 90 seconds to midnight. You should all be scared and pooping your pants, hiding in your basement, like Joe Biden. But I believe that this is the more important, pressing issue. More important than the magnetic excursion that we're all living. More important than any potential super flare that could come from the sun and wipe out the grid, which will happen in due course. But artificial intelligence may hit the singularity within just 7 years, according to researchers. And that means AI could potentially take over the planet and destroy humanity. At that point, there'll already be humans with chips in their heads integrating biology with the singularity, and it's anyone's guess how bad these times could be. So I hope you're prepared. Now take a look at this. Some interesting things happening tonight. The moon is now in conjunction with Jupiter. Take a look. January 2023. What planets are next to the moon tonight? Here we got Jupiter, Venus, Saturn, and the moon like a boom. January conjunctions. We're now at the 26th, and I just went out and saw a planet next to the moon, and in fact, it is the Moon-Jupiter conjunction. On the 31st, we will have the Moon and Mars conjunction. And then February 22nd, the Moon and Venus will be in conjunction. And the 28th, the Moon and Mars, with a February 22nd Moon and Jupiter conjunction as well. Wow, the 22nd, we're going to have Venus and Jupiter in conjunction with the moon, like a boom. Please go out and look up. Now, have you ever heard of the Rezvani? If you've got $250,000 laying around and you need a new vehicle, this baby is probably your best bet, because similar vehicles, well, are priced much higher. This one is bulletproof, explosion-proof, has electrified door handles, so no one can get in. Pepper spray around the vehicle. Blinding lights front and aft. Smoke screen. Massive wheels. A 7-liter diesel engine that can run for hundreds of miles. And obviously, winches. Moreover, it has a military package to bring you above the level. And in the interior, well, it's luxurious. With 3-dimensional augmented reality. And there's the 6.2-liter V8 standard with an optional 3-liter turbo diesel, which I recommend. This baby is fully capable of killing everyone and eliminating all harm to those that are inside as you move across the surface. It's also EMP proof, which means you don't have to store it in a Faraday cage. So that saves you money. This baby is ready to go. And maybe we'll crowdfund one for the Oppenheimer Ranch project. Just saying. Now, if you haven't heard, Diamond and Leah may be speaking at the San Luis Valley Seed Exchange. This is the first time ever, and we're pleased to be there. I think this will be the 5th year we're there, but this is the 13th annual San Luis Valley Seed Exchange, and it's April 1st to the 2nd, so it'll be a little warmer. And it's at Joyful Journeys Hot Springs in the middle of the San Luis Valley in Moffett, Colorado, where you can stay and play the whole weekend. There'll be local vendors and speakers, including Diamond and Leah, talking about the 2023 theme, The Backyard Gardener. Pretty awesome. There's a free seed swap inside, as well as our tent where we give away millions of seeds every year. And the event is free. It's to raise money for the local young kids agricultural program at the local school. So if you're looking for something awesome to do in the spring, ding ding, plan on coming out to the San Luis Valley Seed Exchange in Moffett, Colorado, and hang out with some awesome people. That's all I can say. Now you want to do some awesome stuff after watching this video, check out the newest video we uploaded on Rumble. Vaccines inside your food coming soon, and that's a boom. Another boom is on our Twitter feed at Diamond the Dave Oppenheimer Ranch Project on Twitter, verified. Hello. Please get out there and support the work we're doing on Twitter and the work James O'Keefe and Project Veritas are doing exposing Pfizer. Please check out this mind-blowing video we have up on Oppenheimer Ranch Project, because if we show it here, we will never be seen again. And that's a boom to knowledge. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance. I hope you got something out of the video. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Share this with like-minded people. Become a Patreon. Support the work we do. And we'll see you at the San Luis Valley Seed Exchange the first week of April.